everyone, welcome to Kelly's Creative Stamping. I have a haul video today like you would not believe. It's massive. My husband and I are celebrating 35 years together today. So we took and went away for the weekend, and we decided that our weekend was going to be about just hitting thrift stores, junk shops, flea markets, whatever we could come across. So the first thing we did was went to an auction, or went to an estate sale that we found, and I picked up a couple of things. Here it is. I've got bags piled over and I'm trying to keep them straight. One was a 10 by 13 picture framed of John F. Kennedy. I am a massive Kennedy fan. I have an entire collection of books, CDs, DVDs, cassettes, interviews with Jacqueline, the newspaper clippings from when John John's plane went down. I've got it all. So my husband knew I was not walking out of that estate sale without that picture. But the only other thing, and I was really disappointed in the lack of stuff at this estate sale, but one thing that they did have that caught my attention was this small tablecloth and 4 napkins for $2. And these alone would be beautiful to use as a spine cover and accent. And I've got something coming up I want to do blues with. I may have to work around some of the rusting on this tablecloth, but I think I can make it work. So I picked that up. And then they had these two, and she gave me these for 50 cents. So that was at the estate sale. Minimal, but things I can use. Then we went on into Poplar Bluff, which was where we were spending the night doing prime rib at Costello's restaurant connected to the Holiday Inn there. And we started out by going all the way out of town, and we came across this little collection of shops. And I got to tell you, I wish I'd have kept the name handy, but I've got her business card in my purse. It's a flower shop, and inside, aside from the flower shop, is the cutest little boutique. Clothing, vintage items, and she had these 2 calendars that look like they had been there forever. One is a 1956, and the other one is a 1955. There's 56, 57. Looks like there's 4 here. I thought there's only 2. 58 and 55. And I got all 4 of these humongous wall calendars for $6. And I'm just loving the graphics on some of these. Back when they knew how to do calendars. And I'm thinking that somebody had used this in a bakery maybe, because there's a notation here on March 14th, 1 cake. So maybe they had to have a cake done for that week. Something. So, and the tags that they're on, the 1955 calendar of Currier and Ives prints. There we go. So I picked those 4 up for $6. Then we went to another place. It's Thrift Market. Oh, and I also got at that flower shop, I got this Blue Relics and Revivals. And they are outside of Poplar Bluff. And so I got some pretty floral calendar images here to work with. So that was from Blue Relics. Then we went someplace. I don't remember where I picked these up at. Oh, these were at a little thrift shop. It's kind of a combination motorcycle, this and that, boutique, flea market booths. And I picked up several little booklets. And these were $1 or 50 cents a piece. So I got some of these. And the Jerry Baker books. Now I have this collection of books for organic gardening, and I have taken mine out and put them in a binder, so what I'll probably do is I may leave these as they are and rebind them, and then the ones of mine that I had cut them apart and use them in a garden journal. So I found those. The other thing I found at that booth, I think that's all I found at that booth. Then, oh, and a Pokino game. I thought I was going to deconstruct the Pokino boards and use because the card images on those are probably only 1 by 2 inches, and there's 25 card face images on each Pokino board. And my plan was to deconstruct those and use those. Well, my husband read the directions this morning on how to play Pokino, and we've been playing Pokino today. So there was that. But then I took him down to my favorite little thrift shop in Poplar Bluff. Sits on a corner downtown, and it's a Christian Ministries, Christian Mission, something like that. And the first thing I went straight to the games this time. The last time I was in there, there was a lady that was just totally taking over the space, and I couldn't get in to see the games, so I didn't get to look at the games. But this time I did. One of them I found. She gave me this for 50 cents. This is a travel Monopoly. But look how tiny the cards are. And I don't have a ruler. Wait a minute, maybe I do. I have my Stampin' Up! Pad here. They measure 1 1/4 inches by 2 1/4 inches. So if I wanted to incorporate little tags of something, these would be perfect for that. So I have those, and that's all that was in this travel case. The only thing that was in here was the directions and the cards. I doubt if they're even all here, but for 50 cents, considering I knew I was just going to deconstruct them, I was okay with that. So there you have those. Then I found they had several collections of Trivial Pursuit cards, and I loved the vintage years 1920 to 1950s card set, simply because I liked the colors on the cards. So I may leave part of that or just use this as a frame and use it on collage basis. And I have a lot of these. Now, a lot of these items will get broken down. I will use some in journals. I will put some in journal kits. Some will wind up as just collection groups in my Etsy shop when I get it open, which I'm really pushing to try and get done. Another one I saw was Seen It, and then they had the ad pack. Now, I don't know if it's all here, but my husband and I had a game similar to this that we really liked. So I thought I'd go ahead and get it, because all of their games were $1. So I've got these, and I've got the cards that would provide a different shape to work with. It doesn't look like all the cards are here, but that's okay. There's lots of stuff here to work with that I can deconstruct and turn into game collection kits. So I got that. And the sequel pack, the movie edition, and these have never even been opened. So I'll have more card kits to put in there. So we have that. I think my husband and I will probably check this out and play it first, and when it's run its gambit, then it will become part of the game pack. I also found Amarillo Daily News. This is Amarillo-opoly. So it's hometown real estate trading game based on the town of Amarillo. I like that. We get the rock station, but not the western station. Go figure. So I thought that was kind of cool. Mostly I was looking for games that had the paper money in them. And then these cards are a little different. These will be good if you wanted to do a if you wanted to do a journal on Texas. So there's lots of little game cards here to work with. So I'm looking forward to playing with those and breaking those down. And I really like this board with this scenescape of Amarillo. I really like that. So I grabbed that, again, for $1. And NASCAR Monopoly. And this one, see, the money's just a little different. And let's see what we got in here. More money. The cards, DuPont Automotive Finishes, QVC, Bell South. The cards here, the chance. Fastest pit crew received $25 prize. So we've got a totally new version of Monopoly here. And then there's the board track for that. And if you don't use the chipboard itself as part of a front and back cover of a game or of a journal, you can always take and score around these sections and peel off that top layer, and then you've got another embellishment piece, collage piece that you can use for embellishing. So there was my games and stop from the thrift store. Now, then they had the, and I didn't get any farther than this next bin. This next bin was nothing but lace and fabric and ribbons. I got this whole bag for $3. This brown paneled lace. Now this is a really wide lace. Look at this. Gorgeous. I'm so looking forward to playing with this lace. There was that one. There was some basic eyelet. This looks like maybe an inch wide eyelet. This unfinished lace edge trim. And I could go through all these, so I'm going to do this really quick. This has got more of a blush tone. And then there's this yellow vintage tone. It's almost like it's dyed, like it's tea dyed, but it isn't. It's yellowed, age yellowed. And this is a different little kind of eyelet. It's got pineapples on the scallops. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to card a lot of these laces up into 1 and 2 yard sections and bobbin them and put them in the Etsy shop. This looks like it may have been a dresser scarf because it's, no, it was cut off here. Maybe a lace panel. So there's that one. I had not looked inside this bag, is why I'm pulling this one out, because I had not looked in this bag at all. Like that brown, here's another one, but it's in a mint green. And as you can see, there's a lot of it here. So I'm going to have plenty to put in the shop and still use for myself. For journals and journal kits. And then the other one in that bag, this is just from that one bag for $3, is then this coral colored. And it's all that really wide. So this, whoever had this lace was doing something where they were using this lace size width in particular to make something. So there's that. And I'm just going to drop this all down here in this bag, out of my way. And then, got one here. Remember that brown and that mint? Look at this in the blush tone. And it's an entire spool. Look at how much is on there. I paid $1 for this. $1. It's like I hit the mother load of lace this weekend. Then there was this spool, and it has its own menage here of a mess that is hanging up. But all 3 of these were all wrapped on the same spool. And it's going to take me a while to untangle these. These have got what appears almost like little 4-leaf clovers. And I hope I'm in frame and showing you these, because I'm really trying to stay up here next to my sign so that I know I'm at least in camera, but there's 2 rounds of that. And it's going to take me a while to untangle that. So there was that one. And then there was this cone with 3 different types of lace on it. And there's some more that's not quite as wide, but it's the same floral pattern. And then there was this wide piece of just kind of a blushy tone, just a lace panel. And I mean, this one is something you could pick up at any fabric shop today. In fact, it looks like they had this one. They picked this one up Fabric Things. It says there's a yard here from 1997. So that. Okay, that was the thrift store. Then I went to Hobby Lobby. I'm going to tell you, I wish I'd have saved Hobby Lobby for last, but I did not know we were going to find another thrift store. Actually, it's a consignment shop, but let's go to Hobby Lobby first. When I was at Hobby Lobby several weeks ago, I spotted this paper pad by Authentique called Swaddle, and it's got a very vintage tone to it for baby girls. And so I'm going to do a vintage baby girl album. And as I walk you through the album, I will also be putting together kits that use some of these items. And I kept putting it off, getting it on. No, I'll wait till the paper pad goes on sale. Well, last week I decided I wasn't going to wait when I went to Hobby Lobby, because my Hobby Lobby is an hour away in Poplar Bluff. I was going to go ahead and buy it, and it was gone. So mad because I had picked up some of the pink ribbons on their 24 cents a spool clearance to go with this paper pad, and then this paper pad wasn't there. So I came home and ordered paper pad. I ordered it in pink, and I ordered it in baby blue. So now I can do a girl album and I can do a boy album in browns and blues and creams. Not a problem. Went back into Hobby Lobby yesterday, and this was laying back in there, except it's not a full pad. It's missing some pages. And I'm not sure exactly what. We couldn't determine. It looks like what they had done was taken about half the pad and then brought it back as a return. So she sold me this for $4. So now I have 2 pads of pink and 2 pads of blue for baby albums. So while I was at Hobby Lobby, I did shopping. I went with a list. I stuck to my list. Well, except for the Carp DM stickers, I decided I wanted to go ahead and get these house stickers that I did not pick up last week for my house album. And I picked up another package. His and her items. His and hers were on sale, so I picked up a package of these blush tone paper flowers and the wedding lace, because I didn't have this double-sided. This lace you can run a fine 1/8" ribbon through and change the color so this lace can combine with any other booklet that you're doing. So I grabbed those. I wanted tulle, and so I went with, their tulle was 50% off, so I went with a glittered silver and a plain black, a glittered gold, and a glittered purple that I could use. Oh yeah, and I got plain white. Now the glittered ones were regularly $3.99. These were regularly $1.99. So I was paying $2 a piece for the glittered ones. So I decided I didn't need glitter in all my colors. So I went over to the yardage. The sparkly tulle is $1.69 a yard, so I got a 1/4 yard of those. And then of the other colors, a baby blue, the lime green to go with Halloween, and the orange to go with Halloween. These were $1.29 a yard, and I got a 1/4 yard of each of those. And then, let's see, those I needed. I picked up crepe paper. I've been seeing these on rosettes and doing page trims, and I thought that's really simple to do. The white I can use for any occasion. The black I'm going to put with some Halloween items that I've got coming up. And paper bags were on my list. Found this ribbon clearance for 99 cents, and of course it's the only one they had. There is 2 yards here. Now I have this in the bigger flower, but not in the smaller one, so I snagged this one. All their spooled ribbon was 50% off. So I got this roughly pink to put on the edge of that baby album. They did not have it in blue, which kind of disappointed me. But this will still look really sharp along the edge of the baby album. So I grabbed that. I went mostly in mind with the baby books in mind this time and putting those kits together rather than just buying random lace. Then I got this one and this one. And it really doesn't matter if that comes off because I'm going to card them anyway. But I wanted to smooth this out. This has got a slight gather to it. I have lots of white and cream lace. I don't have a lot of colored laces. So I wanted to shop specifically for the baby album this time. And then I got this one. It's shimmery. It's a girl. And then I got it in blue to go with the boy album. Then I got this one with the pink roses on the netting. And then I got these two on clearance $1.24 for the baby blue album. So that was my Hobby Lobby haul. Then, just when you thought it was safe to go into a consignment or thrift shop, to get these out of the way, we went into a consignment shop, and one of the first booths that I went in, this lady had a basket full of quart-sized bags of lace for $1 a piece. So this one's got yellow and some cream. Then this one's got blue and peach and white and cream. I bought 14 bags, by the way. This vintagey cream, beige, and the blue ruffle. I went nuts with colors because, like I said, I don't really have any colors. More the white and this richer pink. And what I'll do is I'll go through these, and any of them that are similar, or I mean that are the same pattern, I will rewind them on the same bobbin probably. These two spools of the blue and the white, and it's a ruffle. And there's, if those are relatively new spools, there's 7 yards on those spools. And then there was these, and they're just rolled on paper towel, or toilet paper rolls, which I thought was kind of ingenious. There's more of that pink and that blue that would be perfect. I wouldn't have had to buy anything at Hobby Lobby if I'd have gone to the consignment shop first. But, you know, you never know what you're going to find in a consignment shop. So you just go and you look, and sometimes you hit the mother load, and sometimes you don't find a thing you're looking for. That was only the first bag. This was the other half of those 15s. I got this package of seam binding trims. This dusty rose and white. This one I really liked, and I'm going to take this one out of the bag if I can get to it really fast. It's almost like it's been tatted. It is a tatted lace trim. It's a tatted lace trim. And I think there's 2 bags of that one in here. I'm going to be winding lace forever, I think. A darker blue, a little bit wider pink, more white, and an eyelet pink. Now I've got this eyelet in white, but not in other colors. More white, and then this like Valentine ribbon. That'll be pretty in a Valentine book. Another spool of that white ruffled. And this one's a little bit different. It's got an edge on it. A different tone of pink, and then that dark and light blues again. And then the yellow scallop, which is, or eyelet, which is just like this pink. And I think I had it in blue in the other bag. And then this one, is a double edge, about a maybe half, 3/4 inch, maybe an inch wide in that. And it's such a pale blue that it's almost white. And then there was this one. I fell in love with this one. I went through every bag. It was just one of those little hand shopping baskets that you pick up anywhere. And it was just full of these quart bags. So we've got this one. That is. It's gathered here, and that would be easy enough to take apart. If I didn't want it gathered, I could pop that string and flatten that out. So I've got that one. And this one. And then this is a wider piece of that. And then this one. So I would say my haul this weekend was successful. All lace. Oh, and I've got one more bag down here to show you. So that was my lace haul. Plenty to see, plenty to use, plenty to have fun with, and plenty to share in my Etsy shop, which I promise is coming soon. I'm just trying to get my office in order so that as I open up the Etsy shop and start offering things, you can see what I have. I can keep things up in a timely, on a good rotation, get orders out in a timely fashion, that kind of thing. Okay, so there's that one. And then in that motorcycle shop kind of place, I picked up some books. Maggie the Cat Rescue, that was a golden book. That's an older golden book, and so is this one. This one, When Dog Was Little, was from 1988. It seemed like it was older, and it's probably not one I'm going to keep in my collection. It may be one that I wind up using. We'll see. I collect golden books. I have probably close to 200. And so when you guys cut apart your golden books, I kind of cringe a little bit. And all I can hope is that they were ones that were coming apart or kids had scribbled in or something. And then this one is Romance for Sale. But look at the age on these pages. This is from 1934. So I look forward to sharing some of the aged papers on this one with you. This is for my sister, Miss Kitty's Leather, Studs, Stones, Skins, and Biker Stuff. This is an idea of the type of stuff you will find in this little shop. But the other two things I came away with were this tablecloth for $3, or no, this one was $2. He gave me this one for $2. And it's just an all-over lace tablecloth. It's got some age damage. Looks like it's been water damage or teed or something. But I was looking at this center panel. Oops, sorry. I was looking at this center panel of that pattern in the center of that. So there was that one. And then I spotted this one, and he gave me this one for $3. It was $5 on it, and he let me have this one for $3. Most of the stuff's probably been in his shop for a while. And it's just an all-over embroidered netting with these little roses and vines. And this is probably, God, I don't even want to guess on the dimension of this. It's huge. It would cover a big dining room table. So that's my haul for this week. And until I start getting some stuff in an Etsy shop, I'm probably not going to do much of hauling of anything else for a while, simply because I don't have room. And that's part of the reason that I am opening up my Etsy shop. I've talked about it. I've bounced the idea around with my husband. I even went so far last year as to order the bobbin dies from Sizzix to wrap all of my frazzle fabrics, ribbons, lace trims, that kind of thing on to put in the shop. And then I wasn't sure I really wanted to do it, wasn't sure I had the time to do it. But then I keep looking at everything that I have taking up real estate that I'm probably, well, I know I'm never going to get to use everything. So it's time I broke it down, put it in an Etsy shop, and shared it with the rest of the world with people who will have time to do something with it. So that's my plan for my Etsy shop. Junk journals, journaling kits, and journal and planner embellishments and items you can use to make your own embellishments for planners and junk journals and scrapbook pages and that kind of thing. Because working with paper and fabric is something that I have done since I was 9, and I'm now 50-something years old, and it's time that I shared it with the rest of you. So that's what I'll be doing. So I'll be looking for Kelly's Creative Dreams Etsy shop coming up soon. And yes, I went with Kelly's Creative Dreams because I want to stick with Creative Dreams, because that is my publishing company for my books as well. Kelly's Creative Stamping was started primarily to stick with the Stampin' Up stuff, but my shop will be Kelly's Creative Dreams because it's not about stamping, it's about everything that we can create, that we can dream up. So watch for the notes on that coming up, and thanks for joining me today. Have a creative day. Remember to hit the like button. I'd love to have new subscribers, and click the bell so you will see what I do with all of this stuff that I hauled this weekend. Have a great day. Creative blessings.